Hello beautiful people, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. So in today's video we're going to be talking about Molina Healthcare. So Molina Healthcare used to be known as Fidelis. This is a health insurance company and their focus is getting people covered from a health insurance perspective. In addition to that, they do provide case management, utilization management type of services. So we're going to be talking about three opportunities that they currently have open. Two of them are analyst role, and then you have a specialist position as well. So these are fully remote positions. One of the things about Molina Healthcare as well is that they offer a lot of remote roles. So even if you're watching this video at a later time, I still encourage you to continue to check their website for newer opportunities. So now, with that being said, we're going to go right into the roles. The first one that I will be starting us off with in this video is this one, which is lead analyst. This is data quality analytics as well as performance improvement. And based on the title, you already know that the focus of this particular role is going to be the integrity of the data. So they want to make sure that the data is truthful, is factual, and also it will help in making decisions, because performance improvement basically is you making decisions to improve performance. And in order for you to improve performance, you do need facts, you do need accurate information to be able to then make a decision that can result in improvement. So that's really what this role is. As you can see, it said this position will be focused on Medicare stars. So what is Medicare stars? So this is a quality measure for Medicare. So a lot of health insurance company, managed care organizations utilizes this. This is a benchmark for all of them with Medicare to ensure that the programs they are offering seniors are high quality. So that's really what they're talking about here. And in order for them to make relevant decisions that can result in improvement to keep them in good standing with Medicare, they do need data. So they need to know exactly how these members that they have are doing. They want to see if there are gaps in care that they can fix so as to help them improve their Medicare stars. So usually what happens is there's a form that goes out to members. Members basically complete this survey to show how they are feeling within the insurance itself. What exactly would they like to see more of? What are some of the key things that are quality related? For example, do they have a relationship with your primary care doctor? That is a quality measure, because that's going to show that if they have a very good relationship, they can be able to share more in-depth information that can potentially land them in the emergency room. So you don't want patients to go to the ER often. Believe you me, a lot of health insurance companies do not want you to end up in the emergency room. It costs them a lot of money. And in addition to that, we all have visited ER in the past. The wait times are long. A lot of times things tend to go wrong very quickly there. So it's very important to continue to maintain your health that will not result to you going into the ER. Obviously, if emergency happen, then emergency happens, but there are certain things that can be managed which should not result in emergency room visits. So really, in general, like kind of just asking all the right questions, having those benchmarks that can potentially allow you to know how the organization is doing based on what all the different metrics that Medicare does check for, making sure that those metrics are something that are constantly in scope in terms of pulling of data to make sure that the organization is doing well and potentially will also do well externally should CMS ever arrive to do their own due diligence. So this position, they are asking for associate's degree or equivalent combination of education and experience. With this position, you're going to need 5 years of experience working with data, scrubbing, scraping, cleaning of data. So we talked about quality data, right? Factual data, data that can be used to make decisions. So it does need to be very clean. 5 years of experience in a managed care organization. I talked about managed care organization a lot. So they are basically reinforcing it here. They also talk about SQL queries. They're talking about experience working with SSRS as well. SQL is still being repeated here again. Azure is there. AWS is also here as well. They talk about Python. Arrow programming is here as well. So all of these are data science related techniques that allow purity of data, basically making sure that there are no issues, or factual issues I should say, with the data that are being retrieved from different systems that exist within the organization. HIDIS is a big part, and that's also another quality measure which is more focused on NCQA side of things, but in general really making sure that any type of issues that potentially can result from the data, because the goal is for you to, there's nothing worse than making decision of data points that are just not accurate, or that are just not a good representation of the population that you're really trying to focus on. That will be a no-no. So really making sure that you get that right off the bat, then you can now go further to then say, now that I have the right data, what are some pain points for me, and how do I resolve and fix those pain points? Everything is 5 years. They talk about 3 years. The only thing that is 3 years on this list is Microsoft Azure or AWS. If you notice, they're saying or, so you don't necessarily need to have both. As long as you have either of them, then you should be good to go. Experience with both. Preferred education is a bachelor's degree. So even if you don't have a bachelor's degree, and should you have a combination of these required experiences, you can potentially still be able to get this job. So one of the things I always tell people is make sure that you have some of the preferred. A lot of times there will be a long list. Make sure you have at least some of it. That just helps give you an edge. And then in terms of education on experience on here, it talks about 7 to 9 years, even though the requirement is 5 years. So basically 3 to 5. They are saying here they need 7 to 9. Those are the people they actually prefer in terms of experience. The salaries right here, the range is quite wide, is between $65,000 to $142,000 per year. But everything is based on where you live, how much experience you're bringing to the table. Like someone that has the 7 to 9 years may have a higher probability of earning more versus somebody that has the 3 to 5. So that's just to give you a simple, basic, relatable example. But there are many other factors that comes into play. Do you have a higher education, like you have a master's degree versus someone with a bachelor's, etc.? All of that is important. Do you live in New York? Do you live in Colorado versus somebody else that lives in Wisconsin? So those are just to give you an example of things or factors that do come into play when determining where individuals fall within the salary bracket. So that's the first role. We're going to move on to the next role, which is also an analyst role. And this role is going to focus on finance. So this is a fully remote position as well. And with this position, you're going to be helping to support the grievance and appeal department, the team. So grievance and appeals, basically, this is where people come and lay their grievances about their bills. The insurance did not pay this. They were supposed to pay 50%, but they end up paying 30%. What happened? So this individual is going to be on the back end, making sure that communications happen on the front end, reconcile. So are there members that, for example, have merit where they're saying 50%, but the insurance paid 30%? What exactly happened there? What transpired? Does it make sense what you're seeing? And does it reconcile with what's in the back end? Kind of just making sure that that's what's happening. You're going to be doing a lot of budgeting. You're going to be doing a lot of forecasting, making sure that whatever is being budgeted for the year for that department is something that can be workable. So there are instances where, especially with budgets, you do need to have a certain reservoir in place when things do go wrong. So those are just to give you like some examples or possibilities within this role. As I already talked about, investigating and resolving problems, discrepancies. I talked about that already. They also are looking for someone with a Microsoft experience, and that makes sense. Excel, because you're going to be doing a lot of budgets. Most budgets are, you can easily do them in an Excel. Obviously, there are other budget-friendly platforms like QuickBooks, for example. But I think Excel is really something that is common to everybody. So if you can familiarize yourself with doing it in Excel, that is definitely the best option. They also talk about someone with effective verbal as well as written communication skill set. Talk about someone who's very good at fostering different relationships. So collaboration spirit, teamwork, very essential. They're looking for someone with a bachelor's degree. That is the requirement, as well as the experience needs to be 3 to 4 years. However, in the preferred category, they're looking for MBA as well as 5 to 6 years of experience, someone who has PowerPoint experience as well, someone who is very Workday adaptive, so Office Connect experience, someone who can use Teams, for example, Zoom. You can connect with people very quickly, and someone who has experience doing that, because that's something that is a big deal. You know, sometimes everyone wants to work from home, but people may not have the full scope of all that has to do with that. So if you have the experience already, it definitely make the process, you know, hopping into a new job very seamless. So the salary for this position is between $54,000 and $117,000 per year. That is the salary, another very wide salary bracket, but I've already explained it the first time, so it's highly dependent on many factors. So that's the second position. The last position I'm going to be talking about is the specialist role. This is a senior specialist position, and it is in delegation oversight. So delegation oversight, basically what happens, a lot of health insurance company delegate different services to different people, different organizations, smaller organizations, and so forth. Delegated entities, another word for them, are vendors. Maybe they provide a certain chronic condition type of service, and they are not able to manage it in-house due to staffing restraints and so forth. So hiring an external entity to manage that piece, while paying them a much more discounted rate instead of hiring somebody full-time. In addition to that, you get to also time how long it takes for that project to close, especially for projects that are more interim. So it's really, really important to have that option available to you. So I think that's really what this position is all about. This position is 100% remote. The working hours is in Pacific though, Monday through Friday, Pacific 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. That is the working hours. You're going to be helping to coordinate different documents, design delegated type of documents, making sure that all facts are clear. You are also expected to have a bachelor's degree for this one, 3+ years experience credentialing, and minimum of 1 year completing delegation oversight assessment, as well as auditing. Data analysis experience is also there. They do talk about credentialing certification. That is a preferred credential. Education is a bachelor's degree, even though they have it already as the required. They also have other preferred qualifications as well: 5 years, 2 years, quality management and regulatory experience with increasing responsibility. With this position, the salary is quite low, and the salary is between $43,000 and $83,000 per year. That is the salary. So those are the roles in this video that I wanted to quickly come and share with you guys. Again, Molina Healthcare, they are hiring right now, so definitely check them out. I will make sure to put the direct link to their page so that you can definitely go ahead and explore and see what other new positions or roles they may have. I want to thank you guys so much for continuing to watch this video. Please continue to share with your friends and families. So I hope you find these leads helpful. Give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel if you've not subscribed already. Till next time, I wish you guys all the very best of luck, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye bye.